to tell me if he really cares. 'Cause I can't give it all away if we won't be here next year. Feeling crazy all around and I'm trying to
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Tanaria, and today is Vlogmas day 4. Today is a pretty rough day, but I'm getting myself together. It is December 4th, 2025, and today is the 11th year of my mom's passing. I'm definitely gonna have a sit down with you guys. But for my own sanity, I need to go to the gym. I need to decompress, get myself together. Yeah. I made it to the gym by the grace of God because I just want to stay in the house and cry all day. And honestly, when I see footage like this, people crying and getting on the internet or posting stuff like this, I'm like, oh, that's fake. It's clickbait, you know, or how dare they use their loved one or someone's passing as, you know, something to get attention off of. In all honesty, you guys, vlogging to me is therapeutic. I love what I do. I haven't done it in a while, and you never know who's going through what. So hopefully this vlog is nothing more than something to help someone get past something, and whether if it's a death of a family member, friend, a relationship, this hopefully can help motivate you to talk about it, to live in your truth, and to get up and be motivated, to keep your day going, to be strong for yourself, your children. Yeah, so let's get into this workout.
Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the stove, how the faucet's running and I keep looking at you. Stuck on your phone, you're stuck in your zone. You don't ever, but I don't wanna give up. Baby, I just want you to get up. Lately, I've been a little fed up. Wish you would just focus on me. Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Lazy or broke?
Okay, you guys, I am back. I just got myself together because my son and I are going to take Christmas pictures, and I was debating if I should even continue this video because I got a face full of makeup and I took my time and I did it so pretty. I don't want to mess it up. So I'm gonna try my best not to cry, but I do want to share my story. Okay, so December 4th, 2014, my mom passed away, and I don't want to get into what she passed away from. Those who know, and that's more of a family ordeal. However, it was a very traumatic experience for me. Oh gosh, I was 23 years old when I lost my mom. That's very, very young to lose a parent. And my condolences to anybody who has experienced what I've experienced, even at a much younger age, my age or older. It is not a hold on. I had to pray. Let me start off by saying Thanksgiving is hard for me, for sure. Thanksgiving 2014 was the last Thanksgiving I spent with my mother. I just know it got to a point with her where she just kept saying, I'm tired. I'm so tired. I had no idea what she meant by that. Of course, I knew she had some health problems there. Of course, I didn't know how severe it was. I'm gonna kind of be all over the place, you guys, so bear with me. But like most teenage girls and their mothers, we didn't, I'm just gonna have to redo my makeup. We didn't always see eye to eye, for sure. I was definitely the rebellious one. And thank God, closer to her demise and many years before her demise, we sat down and we talked about it and got through it and things got better. But I just want to start by saying, if you still have your mother, value that, appreciate that. You know, there's times after her demise where I would literally pick up the phone because I didn't know how to get a certain place or something I wanted to cook, and I would totally forget she was gone. And imagine that kind of pain when you're hit with that. Hold on. Okay. So as I was saying, well, the day prior to my mother's passing, I had this weird feeling. I couldn't really shake it. I really didn't know how to, really don't know how to explain it. My mom at this time was in and out the hospital, generally around the same time of year. And at this time, I don't have any children. I'm partying, I'm having fun, I'm traveling, you know. And this particular Thanksgiving, she made sure to have my sister and I's grandmother, our Nana, that's what we called her, at the house for Thanksgiving. And it was very odd. She was in a nursing home. She was unable to walk, so she needed round-the-clock care. So she was still of sound mind, and it'll be a year in January that I've lost. It'll be a year, 2026 in January, since I've lost my grandmother. So December, my mother. January, my grandmother. And my grandmother, a whole nother story, a woman I admire so much. She passed a week before my birthday. So I tried my best with my grandmother to like not even remember the day of her passing, the day of her funeral, because December 4th is like embedded in my head. Today when I woke up, because I'm so busy being a mom, raising my baby, I didn't even realize what today was. Hence, I have a whole photo shoot for Christmas with me and my son, and I didn't even know what today was until I got on good old Facebook and people were posting her, and I'm like, I knew that this week was approaching. Myself and one of my girlfriends, we went out because I knew this day was approaching. I was hoping I could just look back and say, oh, December 4th is gone. But it didn't happen. So I'm all over the place. But I got a call December 4th, maybe around 1 o'clock in the morning. My mother called me and she was having one of her usual spells where she needed someone to take her to the hospital. And I remember the conversation from A to Z. I remember her asking me what I was doing. And I told her, and I almost hesitated answering the phone because it was so late and I was tired. Thank God I answered that phone. She asked me what I was doing. I told her I was about to go to sleep. And she said, could you take me to the hospital? I'm not feeling well. And I said, have you been taking your medicine? And she said, huh? I said, were you taking your medicine? She said, yeah. I said, okay, well, all right, well, I'm about to be on the way to you in a second. She said, okay, we got off the phone. That was the last time I talked to my mother. Hold up. So I got in the car. At the time, I didn't live too far from my mother. And it was super foggy that night. It was very thick. The fog was so thick. And something did not feel right. I felt a presence with me. And it was just in my head, like, is she okay? I kept calling. On the way there. She didn't answer. I'm sorry. And I figured when I pulled up, I saw her door open. Well, the glass door was closed, but the front door was open. The light was on. So I figured, okay, she's on the phone. She's just not answering my call. And when I got to the door, I saw my mom. I discovered my mom. And of course, I went into a panic. My sister was upstairs at the time with her boyfriend, which is her children's father. And I went knocking on the door like, you know, I kind of almost don't want to give so much away. I feel like a lot of things I don't want to share. But it's been heavy on me for 11 years. And of course, I've shared it with close friends of mine. But it's so hard to even get it. I don't even have, it's rare to tell this story and cry. I thought I got better. I'm literally in this house by myself. And that pain did not go away. It's been 11 years. It's been 11 years. And sometimes I can get through it and tell it, and it's more of my testimony. But it just goes to show the hurt never really goes away. But yeah, I discovered my mom. We tried doing compressions on her and called 911. I knew she was gone. My sister, who was younger at the time, not too much younger, I wanted to say it to her so bad, but I couldn't bring myself to tell her. So I rode in the ambulance with my mom. Just me, by myself. I went to the hospital by myself. I told my sister everything was gonna be okay. She was gonna be okay. So when the doctor came to me and told me the time of death, I sat in it for a second. I already knew it was happening. But, y'all, this is hard. It's hard to get through. But, I had to be the one to tell my grandmother, her mother, that my mom passed away. I had to be the one to tell my little sister, our mom isn't coming home this time. And I had to be strong. I had to be strong. And it was one of the most toughest things I ever went through in my life. And the biggest thing that beat me up, even till this day, is that I did not tell her I loved her when I got off the phone. And I usually would. And I didn't. And that was my reason for calling back to back to back. I beat myself up about that all the time. So if someone's near dear in my life, be it a boyfriend, someone I marry, my siblings, even my son when he gets to a certain age, my biggest thing is be available, be reachable, because you never know. And you never know what someone could be calling for or if it's their last phone call. I don't want to go into, I feel like I said the gist of what happened. And I'm still 23 at this time, funeral arrangements, dealing with the hurt from my grandmother. Like, I had so much on me at 23. I had so much on me, and I had to carry it. Not saying that my sister wasn't hurt, not taking away from her hurt or anybody else's hurt, but that shifted something in me. That moved something in me. That made me so much tougher on my exterior. It changed me. It changed me for sure. It just sucks. It does. But, sorry. The blessing in it all for me really is my son. So, a week before, or a few days before my mother's funeral, my niece, Mariah, she came up to me and she started rubbing my stomach. And she said, baby, baby. She said, baby, baby. And at the time, I'm looking at her, mind you, I'm a hot commodity. I'm traveling, I'm doing me, I'm having fun. This time I'm like, ain't no baby in here. I told my sister, come get your child. I'm like, I don't, and this time I'm as small as a pencil, y'all. I'm skinny mini. I don't have any weight on me like that. So I didn't have like a bulge in my stomach or nothing. So my niece did that. And a week after the funeral, she did that a week before the funeral. A week after the funeral, I found out I was pregnant with my son. And the most beautiful thing about it all is I know he was heaven sent. And I know my mom sent him to me because she knew I needed love. And that's my angel. That's my baby. My mother always wanted a son. So with me, her firstborn, I'm so girly, I'm so prissy. I always have been. And my sister's just like my mother, where she's girly. I'm way more like prissy. But my mother was more like relaxed, tomboyish, and she wanted a boy. So if you were my age or younger than her, she kind of took younger guys in that was in her life. As far, not in her life on an intimate level, but she was a manager for artists at the time. One artist, Lil Rue, the other artist, Foshji, and she was doing a lot of music in Columbia, South Carolina, where I'm from. So like artists, like up and coming artists, stuff like that, like everybody always says, oh, Miss Kim was so cool, she was a real one, she treated me just like her son. Yeah, of course she did, because she always wanted a son. So with my nephew and my son, she got her son. Even if she's a heavenly grandmother, I'm sure she's more than happy that I'm sure in spirit she got her boys. And she loved her son Mariah, my niece, my first baby. But I just wanted to say, every year I'm always seeing something about my mom on Facebook or Instagram, but I'm really seeing it on Facebook. And you know, with Facebook, it's more so back home. So I just wanted to say I love everybody who loved my mom. I love everybody who checks on me this time of year, or even around her birthday. When people pass away, let's keep it all the way real. You hear all the, I'm gonna be there for you, I'm gonna hold you down. Those phone calls slow down. People checking on you, it comes to a stop. So for the real ones who never miss a year, or I mean, and life happens and people go through their own things, but I value you guys a lot, and I'm sure that my mom appreciates you guys as well. And I just wanted to get my story out there. I struggled to get it out, but yeah, just, I would say losing a mom at a young age has been tough. And I have people to ask me the question, does it get better? The real answer, the most honest answer, whether if it's cliche or not, it doesn't. It doesn't. You learn how to cry less. You learn how to deal with it better. You learn how to suppress it. You learn how to pray more. You learn to be a testimony to others. But the hurt, it never really goes away. It's all about how you deal with it. And for me, a good cry always does the heart good. And now that I'm back into fitness, that workout that I had earlier, it was everything. It was super needed. And I'm glad that I did this video before getting my son, because I want to be strong for my baby. Vulnerable, to let him know that I'm human, and I want him to know that he can be human as well. There's nothing wrong with having emotions, but I don't want to get him in sad spirits. I want him to be happy. And I'm gonna let him know about his grandmother's passing today, and I'm gonna express how I feel. But I promise you, before I picked this camera up, I cried like a baby. I cried at the gym, and I cried with y'all. I don't want to cry no more. But if I do, I will excuse myself from my son and get it out. Crying is therapeutic. So is talking to you guys. So I'm about to end this video because I gotta retouch my makeup, get my baby from school, go all the way like 30 minutes away for us to take Christmas pictures. But I appreciate you guys. If you made it to the end of this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I really appreciate all the love and support. I know that the subscribers, the likes, even the views is coming in slow, but they're coming in. And although it can be discouraging, and I even talked to my son about this. My 10-year-old son said, Mom, even if 8 people watch your video, 8 people took out the time to watch your video. So that's that. Until next time, I really appreciate y'all. Make sure that you subscribe as well, and like, leave a comment, leave a comment, leave a comment, leave a comment. Subscribing is free, you guys, so push that subscribe button. Love y'all. Bye.